Hello, I am Mary Mazur. This is Change Your Funk to Fun. Welcome to the show today. So this show is all about this question. So we're going to have you ask yourself this question. Are you sabotaging yourself with toxic stories? Whoa, yeah. So I'm going to have you ask this question. So we recommend that you take some time, open up some time, let yourself, you're going to be connecting into your heart today. You're going to be allowing yourself to uncover some things maybe you have never done before or haven't gone as deeply as you may have ever had before. My role here is to help hold sacred space for you of unconditional love. I work with a spiritual collective, and we help with people that are ready to make the changes in their life. And this is your invitation for you to let yourself know that you can tap into your courage and your willingness. Invitation for you to let yourself know that you can tap into your courage and your willingness. And let yourself know that you can tap into your courage and your willingness. And let yourself really change things for the highest good for you so that you can live your highest life here. Would you love to live in a way where you get to wake up every morning and you get excited? You actually are like, oh, wow, a new day. I actually have a new day. Can you imagine living and waking up like that? Well, this is what we want for you. And you can actually live in this way. And the only reason you're not is because there might be some toxic stories, or there might be things that you made up in your mind, which all of us do, by the way. And then we can call them toxic because they're basically disconnected, they're distorted, they're made up, they're completely made up. And toxic meaning they're probably not very good for you. No, they're probably limiting you or creating some corruption within you or distracting you or even bringing in chaos. Any of those things. It could be other things too, but we can call it toxic. But meaning you may have had experiences in your life where you have had some trauma, some wounds, some really hard times in your life. We all have had some trauma, some wounds, some really hard times in your life. We all have. And each one of us have done it in different degrees. Absolutely. And my heart goes out to each one of you that has had some really, really, really hard things. Because I know even for myself, all kinds of stuff is coming up for me. And this is what I love to do. I love to help. And I love in this beingness is to address these things. So really my mantra for my life is to let's have fun, overcoming the impossibles, address these things. So really my mantra for my life is to let's have fun, overcoming the impossibles because I love to overcome impossibles. And it can be really hard. It can be very stressful. It can be very scary, challenging. Definitely. Those are the human parts of us that will feel all of those things. And actually, when you actually connect into your courage and willingness and you do decide to make a change, that's the biggest invitation we're going to ask you here. Are you willing to make a change? Are you willing to stop sabotaging yourself? Biggest invitation we're going to ask you here. Are you willing to make a change? Are you willing to stop sabotaging yourself with toxic stories? Are you willing to change your stories? Are you willing to be curious about things? So that's what I love. I love to live in the land of curiosity and wonder, and I invite you into it too. Yay, it's way more fun, that's for sure. And this podcast is called Change Your Funk to Fun. So in the big umbrella of all of this, you really can change your funk to fun. And we're going to be talking about these toxic stories as some funk. Okay, let's just call it some funk. It kind of makes it a little bit easier, a little bit not so harsh and hard for us. You can soften up a little bit and actually be a little curious, be a little playful, be a little childlike. So we're going to invite you for all these things. Soften up a little bit and actually be a little curious, be a little playful, be a little childlike. So we're going to invite you for all these things. Because if you might be, most of us on this planet, you might be sabotaging yourself just a little bit in a few areas of your life. Yes, you might be. And it may be because of some of these flippin' toxic stories that your subconscious mind downloaded, written for you, and has you there that's operating on an automatic level. Yes. So, no, if you know this or not, but if you listen to Dr. Bruce Lipton, he teaches beautifully these philosophies, and even Dr. Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, they're beautiful scientists and beings here on this planet that are teaching some beautiful epigenetics material and information. meaning everything in your environment, everything happening outside of you in your outside world at the highest level is actually here for you. It's actually all here for you, even the really yucky, crappy stuff, and even the toxic stories. Yes. And this is what we're going to help you start flipping this around, connecting into your personal power, and allowing yourself to remember who you are. That's another very big piece, too. Being open and curious about who you actually are here as this human here. And when you can do those things, you'll be able to look at this issue of sabotage in a whole different way, and the issue of your toxic stories. And that's what we're going to be helping you with here today. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So with this, just imagine you might be sabotaging yourself just a little bit with some toxic stories that you may have created in your mind, and they are still operating at the subconscious level. And at the end of this talk, we'll be talking about ways that you can transform these programs and these stories. You can really literally upgrade your subconscious mind with a very fast process called psych-k. And we'll talk more about that near the end of the show. And then there's also new material coming in called Finding Your Sacred Way. And once that gets launched, we will let you know about that too, because that's also another beautiful operating system with letting go of things, releasing things out of your body, and activating the remembrance of who you are at the highest level so that you can live more in the flow, live in your true high essence of your love, your light, your true essence of who you are. And we welcome you for that, because you actually are at the highest level. You are a divine being here who chose to come as a human and agree to forget that you're a divine being, or forget any of the all the oneness field and the ways to connect with all information, the ways to allow yourself to be in peace, harmony, flow, and letting you be a massive creator here, creating your highest level. Yeah, a lot of us kind of, disconnected from that and believe the exact opposites. And that's what those toxic stories end up creating, is we actually believe opposite things that are actually really true, actually really the way the universe works, the way how everything is meant to be. Actually believed opposite things that are actually really true, actually really the way the universe works, the way how everything is meant to be. We've had a lot of opposite experiences, and it's time to change, because we are in the Aquarian age now. Astrologically, we're having everything here for us. You have everything here for you to make these changes. Okay. Now, astrologically, we're having everything here for us. You have everything here for you to make these changes. Okay. So we welcome you to this, absolutely, with these changes. So in order to make these changes, So we welcome you to this, absolutely, with these changes. So in order to make these changes, it is important to be honest with yourself, to be truthful with yourself. So what we recommend is, what I love to do is I love to close my eyes and connect in. And a lot of times we'll have a journal book next to me, some notebook I can write, because if you have that, you can capture things, which is really helpful. But letting yourself, be real, letting yourself feel, letting yourself connect into your body, into your heart, into your knowingness. These are really crucial pieces to be, because most of us are up here in our minds, circling around these loops with these toxic stories that then end up sabotaging us, blocking us, and having the opposite experience of how we actually want to be living here. So guess what? You get to flip this around. You get to change this funk to fun. Yes. So step one, what we recommend to do, or highly recommend for you to do, is to connect in with yourself. Open up time, each day, even if it's 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, just checking in. And you just ask, how am I feeling? How are things going? What's happening? What is really going on in my life, within me? What's going on? Right? What's happening? What is really going on in my life, within me? What's going on? Right? And guess what? You're going to come up with stuff. For a lot of people, for many, they may feel frustrated, irritated, blocked, limited. Okay. Just feeling small, feeling like they have to hide, that they're not enough, that they think something's wrong with them. And you may have, you may even get into the issues that it gets even worse than that, where you start complaining, you're really negative, you think the worst of things, you don't expect even the best. And then it just keeps repeating over and over again. And then that really gets into a very funky loop. And then more toxic stories get created, because then your own system is justifying your belief system by creating even more of it. And the whole key is that you get to change this. If you can recognize that you are feeling this way and you don't like it, that is the key, because you don't have to experience that way. It's only because there's toxic stories that are still operating and running at your subconscious level, and you can change those stories. So that is a huge, huge piece of that. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, or are you feeling where you don't feel motivated? You're just not doing the things that you want to do. You know, you should be doing some stuff. It's probably a good idea to be doing some things and you're not doing it. You're actually doing the opposite. You might feel stuck or just not doing what you want to do or what you would like to do, where you're not even connected into your heart, not doing what you want to do or what you would like to do, where you're not even connected into your heart. You're up in the mind, right? So take note of it. What we're going to do first here is just invite for you to address what is happening. What are you feeling? What are you experiencing, and what it is, and it's okay, because it's actually happening for a reason, and we'll help you with that, because that's actually where the secret is. Believe it or not, yes, it is. And check in with how you are feeling. How are you feeling right now? Do you feel sad? Are you worrying? Any guilt or shame? Are you angry? Or do you feel needy? Do you feel like you're not getting your needs met? Or are you or afraid you're not going to get your needs met? Are you having fears of the future? Are you still stuck in the past? That's what most people are. Their minds are still operating from the stuff that happened to them years ago. And they're not living presently, right here, right now, and deciding how they want to be now. And instead of that, because that's actually was only there to show them the opposite of how they really would like to have it. Because we do get free will choice here. You get free will choice here at every moment, every second, and every moment. Free will choice. You have a choice of your attitude. You have a choice of how you feel. You have a choice of where you put your focus. You have a choice of your attitude. You have a choice of how you feel. You have a choice of where you put your focus. And the biggest piece is when you can start focusing on the good instead of the yucky or bad stuff. When you can look for the good, we can look for the opportunities. You can look for, what good in a positive way can something happen? That will motivate you. And if you can create that as a muscle, you can start beginning to shift that, because that's going to help you with changing those toxic beliefs and those toxic stories. Also, you can start beginning to shift that, because that's going to help you with changing those toxic beliefs and those toxic stories into finding out what lessons you were there to learn from that, what messages were there. Everything is purposeful in this life, as hard as that's for some people to receive or accept. Just imagine if everything is serving in some way. Everything is serving in some way. It has order and control, and there's a reason why it's showing up. And because you are a divine being here, you can create a new way that you would like to experience instead of that way. And then that is super important, that you'll need to let go of that old way, release that. And that's what we help with psych-k. You can literally do that at the subconscious level, like cutting the cords, disconnecting, releasing, let it go, and replace with what you want instead, because you are the co-creator of your life. It's not enough just to get rid of pain, but let's have you start opening up and receiving the joy. Receive the joy. A lot of us get focused on what we're trying to get rid of, what we're trying to just stop, what we don't like, but that keeps us in a negative loop, and it keeps you in the funk. So what the offering here is, recognize those things. Yes, address them, admit them, speak them out, write them down. Literally, you're almost gathering them. So kind of gather them all up. Can you gather them all up? Can we get them all here? Right. Almost have like a little meeting, with these parts of you. And then maybe these are things you can do too, is different parts of you can call the little parts of you, like the little girl, little boy within you, little aspects that got really hurt and that got wounded or had really harsh things that happen in your life. That part of you actually needs the love and the attention, and knowing that they're wanted, and that it's okay, and that things can change, and just the comfort, the security, the safety, just knowing, no, everything can be okay. I hear you. I feel you, and you have a right to however you feel. So however you are feeling, or whatever beliefs you have, even if you're still wanting to stay with those toxic ways of thinking that's how your life is, you have a right to do that. Wanting to stay with those toxic ways of thinking that's how your life is, you have a right to do that. You get free will choice. What we love to offer for you, though, is that you can actually begin to change it. And that's a gift. You're literally allowing the self-love to come back to you. And it is important to be able to open your heart again, to connect to your heart, to connect to your body, connect into you, your full knowingness, your full truth of who you are. And you can do this. You can so do this. And we recommend for you to do this. So by identifying these things, we're going to be diving in and helping you assist of what you can do with this so that you can remove those toxic stories. Stop sabotaging yourself and begin to feel the love and the joy of who you really are and live your highest life. For you to ask this question. Are you sabotaging yourself with toxic stories? So ask yourself, am I sabotaging myself with toxic stories? Whoa. Meaning, am I making up, has myself created stories in my mind that's keeping me blocked, keeping me limited, even corrupting really who we really, really, really are, or even creating distractions where you can't even focus at all of things that you would really love and like, or even chaos, just that things feel chaotic, they don't feel safe or steady, pieces like that. Well, this is what we get to help assist you with, is that if you are the key is that you can actually change it and you can actually identify it. So if you are doing it, okay, and you admit it, that's humongous. So yay, if you admit it, thank you. That's awesome. Do you have the courage and willingness? Are you willing to look at ways where you can change yourself with this? Which means you can literally delete these toxic stories. You can actually look at them, dive into them, see what you can ask some key questions. So what we recommend is that you can ask some how questions and some what questions. So what question would be like, what could this be here for me for? Like, what did this show up in my life? How could it have served me in some way? How could it be here to help me grow, expand, learn? For some people, it might be about learning how to forgive really beautifully, learning how to self-love, love yourself through really hard trials, learning to let things go instead of being such a control. A lot of us will end up be very controlling just because it helps us feel safe, but we get out of balance with it. So many of toxic things or hard things that we've gone through feel safe, but we get out of balance with it. So many of toxic things or hard things that we've gone through actually just means that we are out of balance or out of harmony within ourselves. It went too far. And like anything, you can forgive yourself and others for any trauma, any wound, any atrocity you have ever done. And this is a gift for yourself. You can forgive yourself and others for any trauma, any wound, any atrocity you have ever done. And this is a gift for yourself. This is your gift for you by opening your heart again. Forgiving is for giving of your heart and love to your own self and to others. Again, forgiving is for giving of your heart and love to your own self and to others. And it's just a choice, because do you want to keep holding on to that baggage, that yucky, crappy stuff, the toxic stuff? Even eating toxic foods, your body's going to get sick. It's not going to like it at all. And emotionally, the toxic stuff can be just as equally harmful, where we can have health issues based on these mental or emotional toxins that we are still holding on to. So the key is, we invite you, would you like to be a little investigator for yourself? Would you like to become curious and just be in the wonder a little bit? I wonder, what this could be here for me for, or how can this be actually helping me in some way? How could it be motivating me, helping me change something? What? Yeah. For many people, change is scary. And it used to be for me too. Absolutely. And I will definitely tell my story of my own sabotage with my own toxins, of my stories that I created in my mind, because I am just like you, because we're all human here. We're all these human beings here. And it actually did help and catapult me into changing that. So I let go of sabotaging myself. I am growing every day to love myself, all parts of me. And that's a huge one, because there's pieces where you can like some parts of you, but maybe not other parts of you. Can you begin to start leaning in, be a little curious, and love all parts of you? All parts of you. And the ones that were maybe did really crappy things or really yucky things, or you just thought these toxins, like for my self-sabotages, I embodied just as a little girl that I thought something was wrong with me, and that I wasn't good enough, and that I couldn't be good enough. So I had this perfection mentality, the high bar, which a lot of people have. And it was a lot of based with my father. My father was like that too. And we get a lot of things from our moms and dads. So it's okay. That's what we chose to come into this lifetime with experiences that we did. And the key here is you're here to master things. You're here to actually change these things. You're here to, oh, what can I do for myself and for others that can, you're here to actually change these things. You're here to, oh, what can I do for myself and for others that can uh, wipe out those toxins, remove them, release them out of all parts of you and out of all of your emotional body, mental body, and physical body. And you get to fill it and replace it with pure love and light, pure redemption, pure new ways of being. And you get to do this. You get to do this. And it's super huge if you can new ways of being. And you get to do this. You get to do this. And it's super huge if you can have the courage and the willingness to say that. So yes, so for my own self, yes, for me, my relationship with my mom and I think was really good. I'm sure we still had some things. I'm sure that I probably created some toxin stuff even with her. Well, yeah, one of them, because I ran through the kitchen and as a little girl, and she had hot water that she was ready to dump into the sink, and it got all over me and burnt my chest. And she's like, "I want you out of here. I don't want you here." So I created a toxic story that my mom doesn't want me here, because I literally heard it. And that happens a lot with us as children. We'll hear things that were said and we take it very literal. And that's not what my mom meant. Not at all. She loved me, and just like she loved all her other children. Things that were said and we take it very literal. And that's not what my mom meant. Not at all. She loved me, and just like she loved all her other children. She just didn't want to, pour hot water all over me and as I'm running through the kitchen. So when you can get a new context of the full story of something, it's so amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And you really can. Okay. And I have done that with psych-k. It's a tool that I get to go and I replace that toxic story, that toxic belief that I am not wanted here, where I wiped out the not part, say, I am wanted here. I am needed and necessary here, even that too. And whoop, subconscious has it. Now my life can start showing that, and I can feel more included, more welcomed, more, in the tribe. And that's a humongous piece for a lot of us, because if you feel excluded or you feel you're not wanted or abandonment issues, it can greatly affect your life. And you can change these things. And what a gift you can do for yourself. Issues, it can greatly affect your life. And you can change these things. And what a gift you can do for yourself. Oh, so yeah. So, but I didn't even realize I had these sabotage. Most people don't at all. And so it's really huge if you're listening to this talk, because then you can get a little heightened in your awareness to just say, I wonder if I am sabotaging myself. It's really huge if you're listening to this talk, because then you can get a little heightened in your awareness to just say, I wonder if I am sabotaging myself. Because even just the idea of that, you're going to be amazed what can open up for you. Ideas, memories, thoughts. You're going to hear stuff within you. You're going to feel stuff within you. If you can open up with this is all energy that you're meant to use. You're meant to use this energy and transform it and elevate it up to a more expanded energy of what's really true, of how you would like to be instead of that. And what a gift you can do. I've done it for myself. And I being like I wasn't even aware that I was even doing that to myself. And I was taught to deny things, to avoid things. And that was just how my parents were. That's like I received what they did. And a lot of us will do that. So I had to wake up and recognize, man, I'm just avoiding things when I shouldn't be avoiding things. I should be addressing things. I should be speaking up. I should be being real. So with psych-k, I was able to change those beliefs within myself. And I had to do it like at the safety level, because it didn't feel safe to do that. So I had to believe that it is safe for me to speak my truth. It is safe for me to be real. It's safe for me, right, to shine and to be all of me here. Because when you get experiences where you let's say where you're put down by your siblings, or just treated in a negative way of somebody else, a lot of us will create these toxic stories like, oh my gosh, there must be something wrong with me, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not lovable. Those are very common things that a lot of people gosh, there must be something wrong with me, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not lovable. Those are very common things that a lot of people will have at the subconscious level. I love working with clients and helping participants that come to my workshops to learn this for themselves. And majority of all of them have some aspect of that. I think we all have a commonality as humanity with those things. And the gift is you can change them. You can change them. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Whew. So with myself, I kind of came in the back doorway of my transformation and healing, and you might too, and that's okay because you can come in any way you want. You can come in the front way, back way, maybe through the window. There you go. But at the time I was married, my husband at the time was got really sick with a very serious health issue, and so that's what led me because I was a nurse at the time and I wanted to help him heal, which is a really good thing to do. And yes, went and within a year, Dr. Bruce Lipton's book showed up at my workplace, and at the end of his book, The Biology of Belief, it says, that if you want to change these programs, psych-k, at least he felt was the fastest and most effective way because that's what it worked for him. So within 3 months, I went and learned it and started, working with myself. And then that's when the whole the toxic stories kind of came up. I even blocked a lot of them. So a lot of people will even block them. You might even block them, and that's okay if you do. Your spirit is going to give you plenty of opportunities to bring this stuff up for you. Life will show you what you're operating in at the subconscious level. That's how we are. That's how the world works. That's how we're designed. And any yucky stuff or any things that are funky in at the subconscious level, that's how we are. That's how the world works. That's how we're designed. And any yucky stuff or any things that are funky, any things that, that are limiting you and creating a negative loop within yourself, it's actually all here for you. And you can change it just like I did. So I'm forever grateful that I started working with myself in an intent to go help somebody else. I had to work with myself first to learn and use this for myself. And you can too. So the gift here too is that psych-k is here for people to learn. You can come learn this. We offer online and in-person workshops. And we'll talk near the end where you can get a taste of psych-k, start experiencing the changes that you've been, so that way you can really, really believe and trust that, wow, you really are that powerful. You really are. You're the co-creator of your life. And most of us don't even realize that. Once you wake up to that, and you'll be like, whoa, some of that's kind of hard because then you have to take the full responsibility that, wow, I even created the yucky stuff. Yeah, it's okay. We didn't know. We didn't know. We did not know. We didn't know. But once you do know, it is vital that you turn in a new direction, be in a new way. Let that old stuff go, forgive, and begin again, start again, because you can always get a new day. The sun comes up every day. We get a fresh new start. We get a fresh new breath every few seconds. You always get new opportunities, and it's up to you if you want to take these opportunities, because this is what life is here for you. And I have someone that I care about deeply asked me even just last night, what is the purpose of life? He's really trying to drill it down to what he thinks, why we're here. What is the purpose of all of this? Especially when people have had a lot of traumas and a lot of hardships. It can be really hard and tainting. And then we can create some toxic beliefs that we think with the creator of all of the universe, called the God, divine thing. Maybe they think they're even crazy, or who would ever create something like this that could just be so horrible for people of what they're going through. If you have that mindset, it just might be very limited stuff because you're still in that hurt, you're still in that pain, and that could just be the only perspective that you can see. With psych-k, it helps you become, we call it whole brained, and you get to let your left and right hemispheres of your brain, and I love to say, because you're going to connect with your heart, you connect with your all-knowingness, your wisdom within you and your divinity, and then you can get a wider view of, wow, it's because we chose to experience what it's like to actually not believe that we are divine and these massive creators and these very magical beings. We agreed to forget all that and just be downloaded with all the beliefs that our parents and family and society gave us. And the gift here in this life is we get to wake up from it. And that's what we're doing. We're in the ascension time. So you're in the ascension time. Yes, we are. In this lifetime, especially. Can you tell there's a lot of changes happening in this world? Lots of changes. And then it's going to keep moving faster. The gift here is, how about, like I love to say, if your life might feel like you're on a battlefield or even pirate ships and stuff, psych-k is kind of like a love boat that kind of comes on by, say, hey, would you like to jump on the love boat? And this can take you to your love islands, to your new way of being, to your heaven on earth. And it's actually within you, in your heart, and within your mind. You get to create beautiful love stories for yourself instead of these toxic stories. And you get to do this. You can, because you are the I am, and it's in your timing, in your readiness. And when you do, you'll be so amazed, the magicalness. Because would you love to actually have thoughts that are positive all the time, that are like, oh, what can I do now? What would I love to be doing? How may I share my gifts? How may I serve? How may I just go have fun? How about we just go experience and have our experience, our journey here be fun and easy, light, joyful, abundant. This is all a new way that we, each one of us, are anchoring in within ourselves. You can do it, and I'm doing it. And we are helping to teach many people how to do this. This is actually how we change things. So we don't have to go do crazy stuff at the government's house and all that stuff. No, how about we just help our own within our own selves, and then our own families, and then our own communities, and grow it at the grassroots level. Yes, because it's simple. Spirit works in a simple way. Communities, and grow it at the grassroots level. Yes, because it's simple. Spirit works in a simple way. Get right down to it. How are you feeling? What don't you like? How would you like to have it instead? Switch it into the positive, and then use a tool like psych-k where you can actually upgrade your subconscious mind so you actually have it at the subconscious level. And there are other ways you can do. Breath work is also beautiful. It's plant medicines, subconscious mind, so you actually have it at the subconscious level. And there are other ways you can do. Breath work is also beautiful. It's plant medicines, yoga with meditation. And there are other ways you can do. Breath work is also beautiful. It's plant medicines, yoga with meditation. There are many ways, thank goodness. And you find the right way for you. So that's the gift that we recommend and offer for you. It's just really great to have psych-k as a quill. And then also this new material, Find Your Takeaway, is going to be coming for you too. Yes, yes, yes. So give yourself time, open up for some time, and start noticing, where have you made up stories in your mind and in your beingness that you think like life's not fair, this is really hard. You have hatred towards yourself or others. You feel stuck. Things just aren't working right, aren't working well. Maybe you don't even really want to live very much. You may even be at that level, or just not giving your all, not being all in, living fully, loving fully, and enjoying fully here. That there's just a lot of hardships. It's okay. It just means that your system might be sabotaging you a little bit, and we're going to help you stop that. Or you can stop it. Yes, you can, by identifying it. So identify that you are doing that. And if there's anything that's blocking you or limiting you, it's actually parts of your own self within yourself that's actually doing it at the subconscious level. So what a gift that you can go within yourself. You can rectify this and transmute this, because you can. Because if you're judging yourself or being too hard on yourself or thinking, nope, not the I can't syndrome, that, oh, I just can't change anything, I can't do anything. Those are just toxic stories that many of us embodied at the subconscious level, and you can change them. Because when you can have your subconscious say that I can, it can be a radical change in your life. Because now you actually can make a change. You actually can do something new. You actually can go live in your highest life. And we recommend that for you. So I love serving people, and I love assisting clients that are ready for the changes. And we will be talking about a taste of psych-k at the end. So I'll share a few stories of some clients that I've been working with, and they touch my heart. They touch my heart greatly. Each one of our lives are so amazing. And I love that. I love their courage and their willingness. I love that they are ready to take the self-responsibility to make the changes within themselves. When they can admit, wow, I'm the one creating this based on the beliefs I have within me. Well, how about we change those beliefs? Perfect. Yes, 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 yes. And that's what we invite for you. Based on the beliefs I have within me. Well, how about we change those beliefs? Perfect. Yes, 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 yes. And that's what we invite for you. So our first client, we'll talk about it. We can call her Kelly. And that's what we invite for you. So our first client, we'll talk about it. We can call her Kelly. She even came to my online class, which is awesome. Yay. Because you can learn this for yourself, use it for yourself. And then she's using private sessions, and she is inspiring me so greatly. I am in awe of her. Because it's for yourself, use it for yourself. And then she's using private sessions, and she is inspiring me so greatly. I am in awe of her. Because she has special gifts that she's meant to share with this world, but it's been limited. And a lot of it's been just this repressed anger. So her toxic story, what we helped with psych-k, is she was able to get back. She has the answers within her. So she was able to do some time travel and go back to her childhood of things that happened that her mother did that she got very angry about, and that she's been holding it all these years. And I'm guessing she's probably in her 40s now. So got very angry about, and that she's been holding it all these years. And I'm guessing she's probably in her 40s now. So that people can hold on to it and keep holding on to it until you make the change. And then it would revert into her relationship with her husband, where she would all of a sudden, she'd feel the anger. Her whole body would just get so angry, even her jaw. and chins were getting affected, your body can start getting, and she started having health issues, started having eye issues, started having walking issues. Well, especially anger can affect your body greatly when it is repressed, and especially when you're not even admitting it. And for many people with anger, you feel it, but then you don't know what to do. And a lot of people are even afraid of their own anger because you can hurt somebody. You can do some kind of harmful things if the anger gets out of control. Totally. Anger, because you can hurt somebody. You can do some kind of harmful things if the anger gets out of control. Totally. So what we are inviting to do is offer for yourself ways that you can manage that emotions. You can transform it, and that's what she did with the gift of psych-k. She tapped into what would her heart rather have instead of feeling angry, and what did she need to believe that can help her with this. So it's these stepping stones that you take within yourself. There's one step at a time, and for her to actually, no, it actually is better for me if I can forgive my mom. That's humongous to be able to believe that within you. And it's better for me to forgive my husband. And at the big one, say it's best for me to forgive myself. Humongous to be able to believe that within you. And it's better for me to forgive my husband. And at the big one, say it's best for me to forgive myself. Because then otherwise, if you're not forgiving yourself, then you're going to have that blame, that shame, the guilt, and even the own self anger to the self that then perpetuates all kinds of issues with health, finances, relationships. Self anger to the self that then perpetuates all kinds of issues with health, finances, relationships. Yeah. And it's only because of the toxic stories that we embodied and created at the subconscious level. And what a gift that you can identify what these are and change them. And she has. So, and she's catapulting her life. She's going to be making another big change of a move. It's beautiful. And then her husband is coming along, and their marriage is improving. She's feeling much better. Her health is improving. What a gift. What a gift. And you can do this too. Improve your own health and in your own relationships and your own relationship with finances. What a gift. What a gift. And you can do this too. Improve your own health and in your own relationships and your own relationship with finances. Whatever relationship you have, there's a reason you have that relationship, and it could be tapped into toxic stories that you might be sabotaging yourself with. So that's a great one, a great angle to check it from, because if you are, okay, can you admit that you are? And if you can, and say, but guess what? If I created that yucky stuff, then I can create good stuff too. Yes, you can, because you're the creator of it. Yes, yes. Which is like a aha moment. That's for sure. Yes, you can. But for most people, they're so wallowed in that negative stuff that they don't ever get out of it. And then they have a kind of crappy life their whole life. And then they affect all the other people around them. We don't need to do that anymore. No, not at all. Not at all. No, no, no. We want you to be your best self, to be your true self, to be the love, the peace, the harmony that you actually are. And you get to. You have to change those programs at the subconscious level, because that your subconscious mind runs all your habitual pieces, which means it's your autopilot, which is what you automatically do most throughout the day, is based on the beliefs that you have at the subconscious level. So how about we upgrade our subconscious level? Yay! To what's really true. How about things like I am important, I am loved. That's a big one that she did too for herself, because she didn't think she was loved. Really true. How about things like I am important, I am loved. That's a big one that she did too for herself, because she didn't think she was loved. Right? I am a great change maker. I create greatness in this world. You can create whatever it is you would love to believe about yourself. And when your subconscious has it, it's like, whoa, yeah, people are actually going to wonder that they think you're going to be on something. That's what happens to me. They're like, are you high? Are you high? Are you drunk? I say, I'm just high on life. Can you be high on life? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And we welcome you to it, because then you don't need any of those substances anymore. Not at all. You have it all within you, and your subconscious mind is the one that creates all the chemicals, all the chemicals. So would you love the whole love chemicals instead of the fear chemicals? Because the fear chemicals are going to create all the toxic stories that then keep you in that yucky, disconnected state and condition. Chemicals are going to create all the toxic stories that then keep you in that yucky, disconnected state and condition. Guess what the key is? You get to connect. State and condition. Guess what the key is? You get to connect. Go into your heart. Yes. Ask key questions. How and what questions? In a curious way. If you can be in a little bit of a wonder. Ask key questions. How and what questions? In a curious way. If you can be in a little bit of a wonder. And being open to receive. open to make new changes. You can do this. You can do this. And I know I've helped hundreds and probably even thousands now of people. I have even lost track. And I love it because guess what? Each one of you that makes these changes, you become a lighthouse for the world. Yes, you do. And this is exactly what we need right now. This is exactly vital. It is how we change the world, is lighting our own selves up within ourselves. And with if you have toxic or yucky things, you need to flip those into a positive. Absolutely. And with if you have toxic or yucky things, you need to flip those into a positive. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, so I love that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, so I love that that you are open to hearing this and wanting this. So I love that you are open to hearing this and wanting this. So I'll tell a second client story. So we'll talk about Carl. So Carl actually left his career. He had a beautiful, successful career, but he didn't feel right. He felt miserable. He felt like the living a life of quiet desperation, where you're just, yes, you're paying the bills. Yes, you're doing what you're supposed to do, but it wasn't fulfilling. Not at all. Not at all. And he couldn't do it. Couldn't do anymore. So he let it go. But then that's a huge thing because he's married and he has kids, and that's challenging, right? Figuring out what he can do. And what a great thing. I think I love podcasts. You're listening to this podcast, and there's many other podcasts. And I love that you can make the changes that you're ready for. So he did find out through one of my podcasts about psych-k, and he had 6 sessions with me. And what a gift. What an amazing gift that he did for himself. And a lot with him is his story is that it was a lot related also with his mom. So it's interesting how Kelly had the same thing. And so now Carl too, so you can be a mom issue. For me, it was the dad issue. So some have the mom or the dad. It's interesting how Kelly had the same thing. And so now Carl too, so you can be a mom issue. For me, it was the dad issue. So some have the mom or the dad, disconnect of that relationship. And a lot of us did that. And we can heal it. You can heal it. You can rectify it. You can create a new story within yourself, that your mom or your dad does love you, that they were in their own wounds and they had no idea what they were doing. So you can shift and make these changes, and we welcome you to it. And that's what he's doing. He's now responding to his kids and his wife in a whole new way. He didn't even realize the toxic stories that were affecting his own relationships with the ones he loves. He had no idea. And it was based on the childhood traumas that he had related to his mom. His mom was very controlling, very narcissistic, and so it affected him greatly. And now he's learning related to his mom. His mom was very controlling, very narcissistic. And so it affected him greatly. And now he's learning to love himself, to believe in himself, to let himself to do what feels right. And so now he's going to be creating some new material, like some healing material and beautiful, beautiful information to share for people that's going to make a massive difference. So he can feel so good in the work that he's doing and in the sharing of his gifts. And this is what we invite all of you to do so that all of us can start loving what we're offering for this world. And what a better world this will be, right? Because it will be like, yes, I love what I offer and what I share and what I do. And it makes a massive, fun, beautiful impact. You can do that regardless of whatever you're doing. You can have the positive stories within your subconscious instead of any toxic ones. So upgrade it. So say, I am enough. I am made perfectly and beautifully in divine order. And my imperfections are perfect because we are meant to be imperfect. And we're meant to learn from our mistakes, and we're meant to grow. And when we can all be kinder with our own selves, what a gift. What a gift you're going to give yourself and give this whole world. So thank you for you doing this. And hopefully you'll say yes to psych-k, come on to a workshop or come do some private sessions to make the changes. Making the changes is everything at the subconscious level. It really is. It really is. All right. So the third client we'll share the story about with is Addie. Yeah, Addie. Oh my gosh, love Addie. This client of mine. Oh, I love every one of them. That's for sure. And then she has a special place in my heart. So she had eye issues, and her eyes weren't even working. They couldn't even work together. So she couldn't even drive her kids around. And that's really hard when you start having health issues. It will greatly affect your life. But she didn't realize it was connected to sabotaging parts that she had of toxic stories in her life that she wasn't able to heal, of sadness, of losses in her family that have died, and just great challenges right in her childhood ages between her mom and her dad. So when she rectified those toxic stories, healed them, and then replaced them to what she would love to believe about them in a new positive way, her eyes literally healed and she can drive now. She has freedom now. She can go live her highest life. And you can too. This is amazing. It is actually amazing. You can learn how to self-heal your body to the highest level. And it does work great with medical professions. So you can use them alongside each other because the medical profession can offer all the good things that they offer. And you can do your own personal work within your emotional mental body, which is everything. It's everything. Yes, yes, yes. And especially with relationships, because I know even for myself, I've been single for a year and a half, and now I'm in a new relationship. It's been about 3 months, and he's wonderful. And I have had to do a lot within myself to transmute the toxic stories that I had, because I was not my full essence of who I am in a relationship, and I am now, and it feels so good. It feels so good, and a lot of it so I can be good with myself. I am good with myself. I am good with me. I can love myself, and I can offer my heart, offer my all of me in the highest way that I am able to. When we have toxic stories and then we try and have a relationship with somebody, especially a romantic one, a lot of times we'll just spit out the wounds that we are of each other, or think that they're going to heal our wounds, or they're going to come in and get needy with that. And that's not how relationships are meant to work. That's in the 3D land. We are moving into the 5D land. We're in unity consciousness and living from our hearts and living from our highest selves. And you can do this too. You can so do this too, because it's so worth it. And it's great. It's important to be real, because we're real with each other. I'm sharing how I'm feeling. I'm sharing what I'm processing. Things are popping up within me of things that I've sabotaged myself with, and these toxic stories that I create. And they even surprise me sometimes. I'm like, whoa, where's this coming from? What is this about? And when you can become curious and be in the wonder of it and thank it for showing up, now you can do something about it. Now you can use that energy and transmute it. And that's how we are meant to live here. And we want to give you like the energy and transmute it. And that's how we are meant to live here. And we want to give you like we call it the torch and the baton to say, yes, you can do it too. Come on and join us. Because it's worth it. Your life matters. You are vital here. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. And you're meant to tap into, what is it that your heart would love and you'd love to live and love to be experiencing? And if it's being blocked or not doing it, it's only because of those toxic stories. And you can change those stories. Yes, you can. And love yourself instead of sabotaging yourself. And we welcome this for you. Oh, and if you are, would you like to change it? Would you like to end those toxic stories? Would you like to end sabotaging yourself? Would you love to learn how you can love yourself, how you can forgive, let go, and replace any of those toxic stories with healing stories, loving stories, renewing stories? Because you can. Yes, you can. And thank goodness for these times, because we have been given these amazing, powerful spiritual tools like psych-k. Psych-k is a tool that helps you work with your mind, your spirit, and your soul exactly for this. Any limiting belief, anything where you're sabotaging yourself or having toxic stories or thinking you're not good enough or something's wrong with you, or I can't do this, or just playing small, hiding. Any of those were just made up in the mind. Those are just toxic mind programs, and you can end them, you can stop them, and you can replace them. And we highly recommend that. And I will let you know when your sacred way comes up, because that's also another beautiful supports that massively stuff to release such great things and activate new enhancing things within you. And then heck, breath work, sound bowl healings, plant medicines, yogas, walking meditations, talking to a dear friend that you can release things to. Please do lots of things. There's many things here that can help support you. And make sure that you get that quill of psych-k. So I am going to be offering a taste of psych-k, where you can have a 30-minute Zoom session with me, and you go within yourself and then identify any of those toxic stories and release them and replace any sabotage with your pure love. And you'll be amazed how much better you feel and how your life begins to change, because it can. And it's a 90% savings that I'm offering. So go to my website, igniteandhealyourlife.com. That's igniteandhealyourlife.com. Igniteandhealyourlife.com. And healyourlife.com. That's igniteandhealyourlife.com. Igniteandhealyourlife.com. Yes. And I also teach workshops. So I'll be teaching this weekend coming up in Valdez, North Carolina, in the foothills, Or if you're interested, in April, I'll be teaching in Louisville, Kentucky. And then in May, I'll be in Michigan, 2 workshops in Michigan, Grand Rapids and Ann Arbor. And then June, July, and August, I'll be offering online workshops. So you can come just from the comforts of your own home. And literally, you can make these changes that you're looking for, changing and stopping these toxic stories literally within minutes. You get a new perception of something that you didn't have before. You get to insert what you want instead of that opposite stuff that you didn't like, the funky stuff. And you get to then have some fun with it. So let's change your funk to fun. Have you change these beliefs within you that is then going to enhance your life and change your life in grand, amazing, magical ways because you can. This has been around over 35 years. If you're hearing this now, that means it's time for you to check it out. And checking my website out, igniteandhealyourlife.com, will help you greatly. And checking the link below for a taste of psych-k. You have a fantastic day today. And may you go play. May you go have fun. May you just say, wow, I really can change things. And my life can be glorious and amazing in every way. And we welcome you to that. Aho.